Hey y'all, as a realtor here in the Austin area, solar is something talked about a lot. Obviously, we have a lot of sun, and it's a good way to bring your electricity bill down, give you control over it, and of course, then it's something that you actually own. But as a real estate agent, there are a lot of pitfalls that can cost sellers thousands of dollars if you don't know this ahead of time. And I'm going to make this video real quick to explain the things that you need to watch out for if you're considering to put solar on your house. The first thing that I'm going to warn you about if you are considering putting solar on your roof is if you're paying cash outright, you're purchasing your solar system. Make sure you chat with a good local real estate agent that's familiar with appraising, and has dealt with these solar systems before. A lot of times these solar companies will tell you that it adds full value, maybe even more. And there is a really distinct difference between sellability and value. Sellability, owning a solar system may be a huge plus point to a certain buyer that may really attract them to your house when you do go to sell it. But that does not always translate into dollars. The actual value, if you do have or are getting a mortgage loan, is directly correlated to what the bank's appraiser says that your solar system is worth. In almost every case, having bought and sold several solar systems myself, they don't typically add the full cost value of your solar system to your house. Especially these systems that are 5+ years old, kind of early solar technology, they don't have the same value that a lot of the modern ones do. And even the modern ones may only get half of the cost value of the solar system back in value to your house. Now, obviously, eliminating your electric bills, obviously, maybe even giving you a credit back at the end of the year, can be a really big deal. But if you're putting a $40,000 solar system on your roof and you're only going to receive $20,000 back, unless you own that house for however many years it takes to even out with your electric bill, that just may be something that you want to consider. The second thing that I want to make you aware of as a real estate agent, having dealt with solar before, is be very careful getting either a loan or a lease for your solar system. A lot of buyers are very weary of these. If they have to take over your payments, that can require them to open a new trade line on their credit, which can affect their ability to get a mortgage loan. That inquiry does account towards the debt to income ratio for that buyer, which could even disqualify them from being able to buy your house, depending on how big that bill is. And of course, their income and credit and all those factors that are required for a mortgage loan. And there's costs, not just for the buyer, but also for the seller. And typically the seller has the larger portion as far as taking over those solar loans go. I've seen them be $5,000 before. Please, 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 if you are considering putting solar on your roof, make sure you fully understand the transferability terms of that solar loan for your house. This preparation can save you a lot of headache and thousands of dollars later if you know what to expect. Most buyers, if they see that there's a lease or a loan on that solar system, are probably going to want you to pay that off anyways. Make sure, depending on the equity that you have in your house, that that's something financially comfortable for you. A whole lot of buyers do genuinely run away when they see that it's got leased solar, especially if it is a few years old. There are just a lot of pitfalls in the terms of transferability with that solar system. Other factor in there too is the warranty for it. Most solar companies do provide transferable warranties. If you sell your house, the warranty will transfer over to the new buyer. However, make sure that that is the case. If your solar warranty does not carry over, more than likely a buyer is going to be very weary and start to question buying the house. Obviously, it involves holes in your roof and structural changes and a whole lot of different things that can really scare a buyer away. These are all just questions that I would make sure to ask your solar company representative before you agree to spend tens of thousands of dollars to put solar on your roof. The fourth thing to be aware of when you go to put solar on your roof is the tax credits. There are, depending on your jurisdiction, different federal and local tax credits that you can receive back for putting solar on your roof. Obviously, it's a really good way to keep the air and energy grid system in your local neighborhood sustainable and improve air quality. There's all sorts of good benefits to putting solar on your roof. However, be aware of how long you have to keep the solar on your roof, aka not sell your house, before you may have to pay those tax credits back. I have seen in the past before where one particular case, the seller did not keep that house for 2 years after they put the solar on their house, and they had to pay back the full tax credit. It was over $10,000. It was obviously unexpected. Just make sure you ask all the different details. If you're considering moving in the next couple years, it's probably not a good idea at all to put solar on your house and take things like the tax credit, potentially take out a loan or a lease for it, unless you're paying for it outright. The fifth and final thing to really keep an eye out for is bank appraisals. As a real estate agent, obviously every house that is going to get a mortgage loan will also have an independent third-party licensed appraiser working for the bank, because of course the house is the collateral for the loan, go out and give their opinion of value for your house. Most appraisers that I have personally dealt with do not add the full cost value of that solar system back into the value of the house. There obviously is a pretty distinct difference between sellability and between value. With these two, having solar paid off on your roof can be a huge selling point to some buyers. Some buyers may even choose your house over the competition because of having solar. It's a really great benefit, but it does not necessarily add value, and very rarely does it add the full value back. If you're considering putting a $40,000 solar system on your roof, make sure that your finances line up to where you may only receive $20,000 in actual value back from having that. I have even seen appraisers value zero for solar systems being up. Depends on the comparables, it depends on the desirability in your market, a whole lot of different factors. Talk to a good local real estate agent that knows their market well, that deals with appraisals that have to do with buying or selling solar systems. Just make sure and fully ask all of these different questions before you do go in and make a final decision to spend the thousands of dollars it costs for a solar system. Obviously, solar systems have come a long, long way. The technology is really great nowadays, and they can be a really great option. I don't want to discourage it at all. I just want to make sure from my experience as a real estate agent, both buying and selling different houses with solars, that you make sure to get the best deal you can for you, for your finances, for your house, and when you do go to sell that house one day, that you'll be able to walk away happy and not lose thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please like, comment, subscribe down below. I am going to be releasing a huge new series on topics like this, pitfalls that realtors warn you about. So stay tuned for more of those. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Take care.